everybody, welcome to Technique Tuesday. Today we are going to do some basic macrame or macrame, however you want to say it, earrings. I know several of you have indicated that you're a little apprehensive about them, so thought I'd show you just a simple one that you can do. This is what we're going to end up with. Keep in mind you can always make these fringe part as long or short as you want. So I'm using one of the new circle cane designs to make this. So this is what we're going to end up with. So what I did was I actually made a giant size one of these, only so that you guys could see my hands. Otherwise my big hands get right in the way. So this is not the size you'll get. This is the size you'll get. But this is just so that you can see what's going on. So for these, I just used a craft cord, nothing special. If you have a smaller design, you can use something thinner than that. This is actually a crochet thread. And then for this gray one, this is actually a 3mm macrame cord. So a little trick here on how to get your pieces so that they're cut a similar length is use something as a guide. So this is just a hotel room key, nothing too exciting there, although I do have that song running through my head every time I say that. And the trick that I found is take your cord, tape it down. You just need a little piece there just to hold it, and then you're going to wrap it. For each complete wrap, you can either get one length or two. If you want it longer, you're just going to cut right here at the top. If you want it shorter, you're going to cut the bottom and the top. So once I've wrapped it enough times, I'm going to take my scissors, hold this all tight, slide them up in there, and just kind of chew away at the cord. Now these are not the sharpest scissors. Let me try a different pair. Need something thicker. So just kind of chew away at it until they cut all the way across. And now you'll have equal length pieces. Now for this, I did start out using my hotel room key, but it gave me short lengths. So I used this instead and just did the same thing, just wrapped it around and then cut it at the top, and then I got longer pieces. Again, this is oversized just to show you guys what we're going to do. So this is what we're aiming for when we're done tying the cord on there. Now notice that there's it's not really a knot, but it's where the loop comes through. And on mine, I have the loop on the front. Others prefer to have it on the back side. So here it's on the front, here it's on the front. Flip it over and this is what the back side looks like. And I'll tell you my reasoning for that when we get to that step. So what we're going to do is to get the loop on the front of it, it's called a lark's head knot. If you want the loop on the back, it's actually called a cow hitch knot. I know, where do they come up with these names? So we're going to take our piece of cord, fold it in half, and if we want the knot on the front, we're going to slide it through, push it to the back, and pull both of those pieces of cord through. Tighten it down, and now our knot's on the front. If we were to do it the other way around, come from the back side and go through, then that's that cow hitch knot. And you see that the knot is now on the back of it. Now, figure out how many of these you're going to need all the way across. This one right here took 11 cords, 11 single pieces. If you're doing a design that you're then going to continue on down here, you'd want to find something with, say, an even number. But since we're going to just do this cut right here today, 11 is fine. Now, once we've done this all the way across, like this, I'm going to flip it over and take some glue. I like this Loctite because it's a gel and it's easier for me to control. And the reason I like the knot on the back is I'm able to hide the glue in this little recessed area. So you take off the lid and you're going to put a little dab right here, hopefully you can see that, right where the space is, and then kind of goes onto the wood as well. If you're only putting a few knots on, you're not going all the way around, you could also put a drop of glue here at the edges so that this whole thing doesn't slide or move. So I'm going to pull this tight with one hand and put the drop in each of these spaces. I've already done this one so that it would have time to set up, and then we're going to go all the way around. Let it dry. Otherwise you're going to pick it up and have glue, super glue everywhere. We all know how that ends. So this is partway done, and like I said, if you want to just do a few of them, you could put them down here at the bottom, leave the rest blank. You pick the number, but just put a dab of glue on each end as well as across the back. From here, you can see that some of my cords weren't as even pulling them through. You can either fix that while you're putting them on, just as you pull them through. Make sure the two ends are equal, then tighten. Or you can disregard it because we're going to trim the end anyway. Now we need to pull out the twists in the cording. Now you can kind of reverse twist these, but that's going to take you a while, but you can do it that way. You can also comb them out, but I recommend using a dog brush that has the little metal teeth. I can't find mine. I have no idea where it is, so I'm just going to comb this out. Some people prefer to cut then comb, and some people prefer to comb then cut. I like to comb then cut so that I can see how it's going to look at the end. So I'm not going to do this whole thing because it will take me a few minutes, but start at the end and you want to gently unravel these. Now sometimes I use a finer little comb. It's like trying to take knots out of your hair after you've been outside on a windy day. It's not easy, but you get there. See? So it's starting to come unraveled. Again, the dog brush does work easier, just can't seem to find mine. So what we would do is continue to do this all the way around till you get nice and fluffy like this. Now this one I have trimmed on a little bit already, but I want to show you a couple different ways that you can trim. One is take something like a styrofoam block, hold your design down so it doesn't shift, and then use something that has a similar shape to what you want. If it's clear, it's even better because then you can kind of see over the top. Oh, I did not do a good job on this one. So let's say I want to cut it to here. That's going to be my guide. Make sure you have sharp scissors and you're going to follow it all the way around. Like I said, I've already trimmed this one a little bit. So, and you're just going to follow that all the way around. When you're done, you're still going to look at it and go, that's a little uneven. So think about when you trim hair, you want to kind of pull it up. Don't do like you do with your bangs and cut them too short. So you always want to cut less than you think you need off of it so that you can always adjust afterward. Now, there are some pre-made guides out there, and I will make some for you guys if you want, that have different shapes. So if I wanted this to have a curve like that, I could line it up and then trim around it. I like household items, like I said, clear so that you can see everything underneath. But just kind of work with it, trim this up, get any of your little loose ends off, and you're off to the next one. Do make sure when you're doing the next one that you lay them next to each other so that you can match up your patterns of how you cut them. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks, everybody.